Okay, we got Divine Artifacts and a Pike Hero. Whew, juicy stuff. Divine Artifact, what do you got for me? Yeah. So Varus is kind of like a long distance pal type thing going on. Echo's Patience was my least favorite and Yasuo was my favorite. So the way Yasuo's blade work functions is every 3 seconds you get a bonus auto attack, and if the target was over 70% health, you get another bonus attack. So to explain how Caitlyn works, Caitlyn has a really low base attack speed, which is like 0.55. And she has like a thing where she has the Fate Weaver trait. The Fate Weaver trait it can make the units be lucky. And if they are lucky, then something positive can happen for them. And I think in Caitlyn's case, it's dealing a huge amount of single target damage to her target. So every time you see like a big burst, that means that Caitlyn got lucky from the Fate Weaver thing. So the way this is, and she doesn't actually have a cast. And so what I'm doing here is like I'm going for Caitlyn's 3-star, and instead of like going for attack speed, which is really bad with her base attack speed, I'm using the Yasuo blade work to just bypass the bad base attack speed and get multiple auto attacks in, hope that they're lucky, and then just one-shot her targets. And I'm combining this with the Medallion Stargazer, which is the one where you get bonus damage amp for each 3-star on your board. So I will just be 3-starring a lot of like low tier units and have Caitlyn 3 be my main carry. It's a really cool game, probably my favorite combo that I had in the entire playtest, so definitely very happy with this one. Yeah, and technically you could also do a Silvermare Caitlyn, I suppose, but comp that stood out as strong in the playtest. I mean, Xayah carry was pretty ridiculous, but a lot of people in the playtest, they just kind of like, you know, rushed 9 and 10 and ended up with 3-34 or 3-35. And that wasn't really a comp. they just abused strong early game boards to rush impossible boards, because of that there was like a pretty big skill gap within the lobbies, right? Like if you literally put people who are emerald together with people who are like 1,500 points challenger, then the challengers can just run away with the game pretty easily, even in a new set. Would Silvermare work with the Yasuo Blade artifact? I don't know, but I intend to find out. What is Kate archetype? Probably a specialist. Usually if a unit doesn't have a mana bar, it's a specialist. I mean, sometimes it's marksman, but considering marksman, you gain mana. She's probably a specialist. The Stargazer is the medallion. I will show that later once I activate the trait. Stargazer medallion caps out at 3 and it gives you damage amp for every 3-star unit on your board. Plus a bunch of bonus stats if you stand on the hex. Yeah, this is the Bleed Talon. We had that one before. I think it's Debonair Talon had this ability. He's pretty good though, he's kind of nice. I think we had this Talon twice. Don't remember the last time we had that one though. I do remember Debonair Talon, I think had the same kit. Hero augments that stood out. I mean, honestly, most of the hero augments that I played, I felt like, man, they could buff that. I struggled to make, like, It's actually, if I had to complain about, I mean, if you want me to be negative about the set, things I didn't like, I still feel like Riot is being very careful with hero augments. I had this problem in the previous sets as well, but I love hero augments, but oftentimes I feel like Riot makes the hero augments too weak. And that's really annoying. And this might be one of these cases again, where the hero augments is like, it's kind of fun, but it's a bit too weak, because you do sacrifice an augment, right? Is the set complicated? No, the set is not complicated. I mean, Rumble Hero took forever to be like playable. Like 3 out of 4 months, Rumble Hero was like a guaranteed 8th place. Yeah, compare this to like Powder Hero, true. Yeah. Give me more Powder Hero. That stuff was fun. That was the good stuff. I mean, old artifacts are not returning, no. But we are getting 9 new artifacts that are called Divine Artifacts, which I'm currently using, which is the Yasuo's Blade work on Caitlyn. What's the best tip for a newbie that doesn't know much besides gold, economy, and rule text? I mean, my one tip is always have fun with the game. This is something that most players forget. Most players are just like, they think TFT is about the endless treadmill of gaining LP. And they think their only enjoyment can come from seeing a number go up. So my tip is always, you know, have fun with the game.
No fighting destiny. Let's finish this.
What are the numbers above Twisted Fate? Okay, so the way Twisted Fate works is the following. He when his mana bar is half, he will pull a card. This card can be between 1 and 9. He has sort of like a base damage, and he has like a range of damage he can deal. Let's say it's something between 200 and 400. So if he pulls the 1, then he will deal 200 damage. And if he pulls the 9, he will do the maximum, which is like 400 damage. But he also has 2 more things, which is one is he's Fate Weaver. Now Fate Weavers have like a lucky mechanic. So when you activate Fate Weavers, he will actually pull 2 cards. So right now you could see he pulled a 2 and an 8. And the lucky thing is that he takes the higher number. And yes, it is possible to pull 6, 7. That is in fact possible. And then he will select the 7. And there's actually one more tiny thing to say about Twisted Fate. There's a mechanic that I actually think should get removed. If he pulls a 9, you get 1 gold. Which is really, really toxic, and I don't think that should be in the game. But people love gambling. Yeah, but it's not gambling. This is like giving people free economy. It's literally just gonna force... It's gonna create this scenario where you just spam... You do a frontliner, a Fate Weaver, and a bunch of Twisted Fates, and then you just farm gold in the early game. It's gonna be so counterintuitive on how you're supposed to be playing the early game. I don't think that's healthy at all. Keep in mind, he's a 1 cost. He's a 1 cost, so finding him is not gonna be difficult. I mean, right now my TF doesn't even have items. Imagine the guy has like, I don't know, like a double Ginzo or something like that. The guy's gonna like permacasting. Trust me when I say this, it's not a healthy mechanic. If people start like optimizing and abusing this Twisted Fate gold mechanic, it's like Golden Edge Gnar all over again. It's not even like, it's not even a 1 out of 10. I mean, it's a 1 out of 9 plus he rolls twice. And he doesn't have that high mana cost. And you can play more than one Twisted Fate. You're forgetting that one as well. You can play more than one in the early game. Oh, look at that Caitlyn damage. She's already going really hard here. Nice. So Caitlyn, Fate Weavers actually have innate crit, which means I don't need Infinity Edge on her. I mean, I warned you guys. you can think it's not gonna be a problem. Remember today. Remember the March of the 30th of March, where I warned you about the gold generating Twisted Fate that is giga toxic.
Rejoice at your redemption.
We had multiple complaints in the playtest about this mechanic, so I am not alone with this. Yeah, I got a bit unlucky with the rolls a bit here. I don't have Aatrox 3 or Caitlyn 3, even though I rolled a lot. I mean, I guess I don't have any augments that help me with re-rolling, so that hurts a bit. The Swain after set is Nuno, but he's a lot worse than Swain. First of all, like, Nuno has crazy mana cost. Like, his mana costs are like way too high. And he will, in general, he will hit a lot less units than Swain. And it's also like positioning relevant, where having Nuno on the right or the left side is like extremely important, that he's standing on the opposite side of the enemy carries. Where with Swain you didn't care, right? Like Swain you could position anywhere. So yeah. The CC tier 4 tank is Nuno, but he's way worse than Swain. What does Caitlyn do? So she has a chance to deal bonus. She has a, I think it's a 20% chance. Let me double check. Caitlyn, where is she? Okay, the ability from Caitlyn is attacks have a, I think it's a 20% chance to fire an empowered headshot dealing bonus damage. You can only get this if you are lucky, which, so I think her Fate Weaver trait needs to be active for this. So you need at least 2 Fate Weavers to use the bonus damage from Kate. And that bonus damage is actually really high, but her base attack speed is super low. And so if you want to play Caitlyn carry, there's 2 ways to do this. One is you do the Yasuo artifact, which gives you bonus attacks. And the other one is that you just give her a bunch of attack speed and just hope the fight goes on long, that eventually she will auto attack a lot, even if she has bad base attack speed. But you will see the power of this Caitlyn. I'm showing this game for a reason. I was very happy with this game.
I'm on the job.
I just noticed Space Duck? What do you mean? In the thumbnail or what? I mean, we will have an astronaut duck costume coming up. Oh no, this is, I mean, currently I'm using the Darius one. We don't have the new models yet. We're still working on the new models. They look, honestly, they look pretty awesome. I'm very much looking forward to be showing them off in the future. So the 5 Nova Strike on Caitlyn is actually not that good. Because the damage from 5 Nova Kate is like a fifth of her headshot damage. Initially I thought it would be broken too, but Riot was like super careful about it. It was actually so bad that I felt Aatrox was the better 5 Nova user, just for the CC. Okay, enjoy Caitlyn 3-star. Let's see. How much is she critting for at the moment? I mean, this was 1,100. That was an empowered headshot. That was 1,135. 941 non-crit. 866 non-crit. This unit is already going pretty... I mean, I do have double Giant Slayer with the augment, yes, but still. I probably could have went for that stacking thing with the true damage. Probably could have went for that one. I can do Lotus here. So, I don't need Lotus, but... So, what's gonna happen here is Lotus helps me to go closer to 100% crit, because I don't have crit items at the moment. Caitlyn does have innate crit, but that actually means with Lotus I get 10% bonus crit damage. And if I add Akali, I get another 10% crit damage. So instead of 140% crits, this should be 160% crits for the Caitlyn. Precision is just a spell word for spell crit. It's just a word for spell crit. So enjoy, enjoy really hard hitting crits from Caitlyn. Because, yeah, she's having fun here. 1,615 crit, not bad. But the problem is, I feel like as much as I would love to play Caitlyn with the Medallion Stargazer, I kind of feel like this is only working because I have the Yasuo artifact. Without the Yasuo artifact, I don't think this would be working as much. So the problem is like, the problem with Ginzo is, I think Caitlyn's base attack speed is 0.5 or 0.55. It's one of the lowest base attack speeds you can have. So the Ginzo scaling is actually kind of horrible. Just to keep sort of like, to keep into consideration. Okay, that's a nice, oh, this is Morde Hero, I believe. This is Mordekaiser Hero. Augment. Let's see how long he's gonna live against my Caitlyn. 1,800 crit. Bye-bye. 1,700, 1,800, 1,800. I mean, to be fair, I have the Yasuo artifact. I have double Giant Slayer with the augment and a Prismatic Lotus. So, I mean, I am full combat, but it's too much fun. No, I don't have any Shepherd games. Something that's difficult about Shepherd is to get the 7-piece, you need an emblem. But the emblem is actually a frying pan. And getting a spatula is hard enough. So there's like multiple problems. Like, first of all, getting a spatula is difficult. But to get... so the way you would have to play it is like this. You see Echo Space God, who has a chance for a spatula in 2-4. So you lose streak, hope it's Echo with spatula in stage 2-4. Then you continue the lose streak to guarantee a reforger in the PvE round. So you can reforge the spatula into a frying pan. And then you can reach 7 Shepherd if you find a Sona later. Pretty difficult. Pretty darn difficult to get it. Hey. I feel like some funny things are possible with Rogue. Put them on the front line, the enemy team walks up. I mean, they're not gonna walk up. They, like, it literally say in the description that they're redirected to tanks and stuff like that. To nearby tanks. I think Riot thought about it. Okay, come on, Caitlyn. Get that stupid Pantheon. Ah, look at that damage, man. It's so good. Ah, this Caitlyn.
No fighting destiny.
Artifacts have been fine. Artifacts have been really not that big a deal. They have not been the hot story. They're good. You can make them work, but there's also ones that aren't as good.
Where would they go if they place no tanks? The enemy units might just go for the other rogues or wait a little bit and then re-aggro. I don't think you can mess with the pathing as much anymore. Caitlyn is a one cost. She is actually a one cost here. This is a tier 1
Did you know
reroll
that
comp.
working out with Set makes you bigger? I love this encounter.
This is a tier 1 reroll comp. But the only reason why this works, or one of the reasons why this works, has to do with the Stargazer here. This is the Medallion constellation. I think I will show it later with Talon 3-star, but I'm getting like 45% damage amp on my units. Because I have Aatrox 3, I have Jax 3, I have Caitlyn 3, I have Twisted Fate 3.
I am your salvation.
Can you explain Nova? Okay, so right now I have Aatrox, Caitlyn, and Akali on my board.
We did kind of want to remove a little bit of those. I'll call them Leduc shenanigans.
6 seconds into the fight, an animation will play. After that animation plays, all of my units will sunder and shred their targets because of Aatrox. All of my units will gain attack speed because of Caitlyn. And all of my units will gain spell crit because of Akali. This is currently what Nova is doing on my board. Now, you don't need to worry about Caitlyn. Like, listen. Do not be afraid of this Caitlyn. Just to understand. First of all, this probably only works because of Stargazer Medallion. Second of all, I have the perfect artifact, the perfect divine artifact for her. Then I am full combat augments. Okay, I'm full combat augments. 129 damage amp, yeah. You're not gonna be able to replicate this Caitlyn that easy. Also, one thing to consider, not only do I have 129 damage amp, but I also have 160% crit damage. Because she has innate spell crit. She died here, but I have innate spell crit. I get another spell crit from Akali and another spell crit from Jeweled Lotus. So yes, this is pretty darn ridiculous. This is about as high of a single target damage as you can expect to get here. I just wish I could find the Talon 3, but... Jax, Twisted Fate, and Talon are Stargazers, yes. And you would reroll all of them together with Aatrox and Caitlyn in this comp. I mean, she's kind of slow, but this is where the Yasuo artifact comes into play. She's an absolute tank buster here. Like, look at the damage she's pulling against the main tank. This is pretty ridiculous. $1,000, 2,040 crit. That's 20,000 damage, Caitlyn. 20,000 damage. This is why this is my favorite game of the playtest. When I had this game, I was like, okay, this is certified tuber. This is certified tuber here. Unfortunately, I did have to, like, I'm kind of underleveled for T1 reroll. I mean, I have 0 eco augments, and I had to roll pretty deep to get the 3 stars and stuff. So I should be level 8. I should have been level 8 at this point already. Okay, so here we have the first counter. Did you see it? Okay, so this is Replicator Misfortune. The way Replicator works is like you get a double cast instead of a single cast, but it's kind of like faster than Mage. I feel like it's happening at this almost at the same time. Unfortunately, Replicator Misfortune can, like, with the right angle, she can actually reach my Caitlyn and two-shot her. So now that means it's gonna become a game of positioning. But yeah, like this Replicator Misfortune was crazy strong. He also had very nice augments for her. Okay, I finally got my Talon. So Stargazer, 45 damage amp, 135 damage amp on the Caitlyn. 135 damage amp Caitlyn. Unfortunately, only a 50% crit chance. So having a crit item instead of the non-radiant Giant Slayer might be more interesting here. Yeah, I think the second Giant Slayer is kind of like whatever now, but having more crit would be better. $2,159. She is just one-shotting one frontline after another. I mean, the problem is you only have like a 20% chance to get the empowered headshot, and then you have a 50% chance whether or not that empowered headshot is a crit. So there's a lot of RNG involved whether or not I win my fights. Yeah, honestly, Gunblade might be a good one here, yeah. She would heal for a lot, you're right. I mean, it's a bit late, right? Like, this is the first time I play Caitlyn reroll, so... optimizing comes later. This is more... Consider this a proof of concept, right? We can still optimize this more. I mean, I played a bit of Graves, but it was... I mean, I can probably show a Graves game later, yeah. There's also something to consider is there's some Sonar mods that are pretty good. Yeah, you can go deeper into Fate Weaver. It gives you like 20% crit chance or something, I believe. What I wanted to say... There's something I wanted to say, but I forgot about it. No, Arcana is literally just every 3 rounds you get gold. Oh, I think I wanted to mention Sonar. There's a double strike mod for Sonar that I think could be absolutely hilarious in this combo. No, I think the lucky crit thing with 4 Fate Weaver works differently. Oh no, actually no, it doesn't, right? Like if you do it consider like it checks if you crit twice. Yeah, I think 4 Fate Weaver might be the better one. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should be doing 4 Fate Weaver here. You're right. You're right. Who actually are the Fate Weavers? Let me double check. Fate Weaver. So I was supposed to play Corky Milio, I guess. So instead of Riven here, I should have Corky Milio and do 4 Fate Weaver. The problem is I am... So this is the problem, right? I was tunneling on 5 Nova, thinking 5 Nova is broken. But in hindsight, I actually think 4 Fate Weaver might have been better here. Okay, let's see how 5 Nova is doing. And in case you don't know how Nova works, is that every time an enemy unit drops low, Caitlyn throws like a shot at them. Like if you, for example, like, did you see in the top left corner there? There was an 815 crit. So the way it can kind of work is that Talon jumps the back line, attacks them with his ult, they drop into range, and then Caitlyn sort of like finishes them off across the map. So this is sort of like the potential synergy here. But for the Caitlyn Nova to work, you really need good backline damage, and I don't have that one outside of Talon. Talon is like the only one who can probably attack the backline. So this is just something to keep in mind. Yeah, I think this game I was just very focused on 5 Nova, but truth to be told, I don't think the Caitlyn Nova thing is that good. Like, Aatrox can be better just to have like CC to buy time. She just first auto attack 2000 damage. That is wild. Nice try, Fiora. Oh, she actually survived. Ugh. Dude, no! Eh. But yeah, this was a really fun game to play as well. Okay, so I think I kind of accept the fact that the Caitlyn striker isn't that good. So right now what I'm doing is I'm checking like who has the best ability, and I choose to do Aatrox. The Aatrox strike is that the entire enemy team gets knocked up, which buys time for Caitlyn. That's pretty much the idea here. So I just decide that the crowd control is worth more. Okay, we got the Replicator Misfortune with Pantheon 3, Ras 3. Let's see how we are. I did change the positioning, so hopefully my Caitlyn can dodge the... Is MF not casting? Oh, I think Replicator MF is bugging out in ghost fights. Good to know. That's actually a potential bug report. Replicator MF in ghost fight doesn't cast. I should probably report that bug. Well, I guess I won because of a bug. I suppose I won because of a bug. Yeah, but the more I think about it, the more I do believe for Fate Weaver has higher value. Like, you don't even have Brawler for Maokai, right? Yeah, you don't. I think Kindred and oh. Thumbnail, hello. Kindred and Maokai could easily be replaced by Melio and Corki. Okay, this was the other guy. This was the Fiora player. Let's see how we're doing against him. Nice one shot. Okay, get the Fiora. Fiora. Yeah, she's still alive, and now she's dead. Nice. I mean, the reason I'm doing double Giant Slayer is because she's front to back, and I have the Giant Slayer augment. I mean, double Giant Slayer would be correct with 4 Fate Weaver, but with 2 Fate Weaver, I should probably replace the second Giant Slayer for a crit item. We could even do Hand of Justice to give her some sustain against the MF. So that would be one way to play it. Caitlyn Nova is that you deal like some bonus damage if an enemy drops low HP. But the bonus damage isn't that high compared to her actual headshot damage. She just... It's so crazy that her first auto attack is just straight up 2000 damage into an enemy tank. That's just wild. Like, look at that, man. I mean, I'm winning against because the MF is not casting. I feel like I just cheated at top 2 because I got the MF ghost fight twice. Because the MF is kind of countering me a bit. I just cheated at top 2 by getting the ghost fight twice, which was bugged. I'll take it. Fast 8 Kindred with 5 Nova is a thing. Maybe. We'll see. Time will tell. These types of questions I can't really answer yet. Do you learn by going vertical? The first day I usually go vertical, yeah. But verticals, like the way Riot is designing sets, verticals usually aren't that good anymore. It's usually a better idea to do something else. Okay, potentially final fight against a non-bugged misfortune. Can we win? Let's find out. The orb on the item selection is from 5 Nova, in case you're wondering. Come on. Caitlyn. Please. Caitlyn. No, dude, this MF is so strong here. GG. He kind of deserved that win.